I mean, this is what happens when you put the hands of a country, put the country in the hands of absolute spastics. All right, welcome to the show. Man, let's get into it. God, 482 active cases in New South Wales, 9% of the country vaccinated. Well, that's just great. We're literally the worst country in the OECD or whatever that is. I think it's just the first world countries. But, I mean, what a way to hit the mid of, hit tax time. God damn it, this government's stupid. You want to see just how stupid they are? Check this chart out. Just make sure that's recording. So, basically, have a look here. Yeah, okay, we get it. You want the fucking cookies. So, we've got 482 active cases in New South Wales, and not even 9% of the country's vaccinated. Wild shit. I've got to beep that out. God, ranked last. But check this graph out here. All right, so this is what the crazy thing about this government is. They, at the very start of all this, so March, I guess this is March this year. Let me have a look here. So the current goal is calculated as a first dose for every Australian by the end of the year. Okay, and the calculation starts from the Prime Minister's press conference on the 15th of April. Man, look at the original goal. It is at 28 million by, I don't know, it's looking like September, June, July, August, September. But we're at 9 million. So we've got another 19 million doses before we're at this original target that the government puts in place. These absolute bags. Look, it's trending up. Yeah, of course, because people are getting dosed. And look, the revised goal for May is just like 4 million. Current goal, 15 million. We're at 9. It just, everything this government does is ridiculously stupid. Like, especially when it comes to this, but just in general. Like, you think about like the trams, the lockouts, first of all, the trams, that tram line they put through the city, blown out by billions. Everything they do is just blows out, costing us hundreds of millions each, like each project, if not billions. Now it's like tens, if not hundreds of billions of blown out projects, every single one. And I mean, I can't help but smile because it's so ridiculous. You know, when you see something that's so absurd that you don't even believe it should be possible, and it just piles on and piles on. Like when you meet someone that is that dumb, that it's scary, but it's also impressive. Like that is what we're dealing with here. It's impressive how these economic geniuses can have such a poor track record every single step of the way. And I mean, leave in the comments or DM me if there's anything I'm missing here, if they've somehow got some sort of great project that went well. I mean, they built a casino, put lockout laws in, build a casino that they can't even use as a casino. It's out of control. But yeah, I mean, everything, and when it matters like this, where people's lives are at stakes, people's livelihoods are taken away, it's where they fall short. And I know a thing or two about falling short. I've got an idea. Maybe stop giving it to private high school kids. Just maybe that. If the system is so broke that even they don't even cross, like something as simple as that is able to slide through just because they said they had a few Indigenous kids enrolled there. What the it's out of control. Our fat useless leader has no clue what's going on. Jesus, he got called out for not doing any press or anything like that. No one had heard from him for a week, which is usual of this fat fuck. He's, taking trips to Hawaii in the bushfires. This guy runs from, speaking of running, that's coming up. But yeah, avoids every step of the way. And I don't think he was even elected in, was he? I think he might have been, or maybe he was elected in. Turnbull was given it or fought for it. This whole political system in this country is pathetic. They have no concept of how anything works at all. They just think they've got some good ideas. Anything that's not corruption, they have no idea about. But I mean, so he was getting called out for not being up for a week, and then he jumps up and does a press conference, like real rinky-dink looking thing as well. Like it was almost like a TikTok green screen. It looked like. But he gets up and he's talking about the Pfizer vaccine, and he's like, look, I know things are tough, but I've been talking to Pfizer. We're going to ramp up the amount of Pfizer doses that we're getting in. And then immediately after that press conference, Pfizer had to put out a statement and say, hey, dude, no, you're getting the same doses that you were getting previously. What are you talking about? He's just lying now. He's just lost in his own sauce. He's got no clue what's going on. And I mean, I'm laughing because, I'm extremely upset and distraught inside. My entire livelihood has been taken away. Yeah, I'm fucking screwed, McDuck. I'll figure out a way, always do. So when you see me delivering your Uber Eats this week, don't fucking say a word to me. Don't mention it. Just take the food and just leave it. Don't say hello. Don't ask if I'm doing all right. I'm delivering Uber Eats. I'm not doing all right. My God. What else has he done recently? Oh yeah, he said he was talking about ramping up the second AstraZeneca jab because it's the 2 jab. So he said, like, instead of the time, I think it's like 40, a certain amount of days you have to wait between the first one and the second one. And he recommended, with zero medical advice or backing, that people should get the second dose faster than when they're supposed to, than when's recommended. And then immediately, this is all in the same press conference, immediately after that, the health experts were like, no, you can't do that. Like, that's the blood clots, all the other side effects that AstraZeneca one comes with. That's going to be exuberated? No. Exuberated? One of them. It's going to be blown out of proportion. It's going to ramp up the side effects of the AstraZeneca vaccine. So the sooner you do it, the first jab hasn't completely settled in. So then the second one's going to double up. You're basically double dunking on the vaccine and its side effects. And it's just a sweaty dude who shit himself at an Engadine Macca's, freaking out because he's got no clue what to do. He's lost in the sauce. He's got absolutely no mental capacity for how to run a country, let alone just a vaccine rollout. And he put all his eggs in this fucking AstraZeneca basket, booked in like so many doses of it to start with, like right up the top straight away. He's like, oh, we need vaccines. What's the first one available? Boom. And then just now it's causing blood clots and people are dying from it. Now he's just trying to be like, yeah, don't worry, just get the AstraZeneca. Let's do that one. Yeah, just because you're trying to sell stock that you can't get rid of, you idiot. It's not the Fast and the Furious, dude. You can't just put your foot down, floor it. It's a vaccine. It's what a dumb fuck. But I mean, that's where we're at the moment in regards to that. Oof. We're going to be dealing with this for, it felt like we were out of it a bit. And like, it felt like if the vaccine, if we had like, things we'll set pretty well. And then if the vaccine rolled in, everyone gets a jab, we cruise on by. But instead, this Delta strain, originating from India or wherever, just comes in and just decimates in a couple of days everything that we had going for us. And I mean, we had a year and a half to sort this vaccine shit out. And from what it looks like here, nothing's been done. Absolutely nothing has been done. Like, for at least, it's only started happening like in the last couple of months. Like, people have been getting jabbed. It doesn't take that long. And now he's trying to make them here. He wants to make the AstraZeneca and the Pfizer ones here. Well, I think our Labour, all this garbage, man. Can you believe it? I mean, this is what happens when you put the hands of a country, put the country in the hands of absolute spastics, and I know you're not supposed to say that word, I'm going to say it anyway, I don't care, is absolutely dumb fucks. Every single one of them. Like, our health minister's rubbing her fucking eye with the face mask that she just had on. Like, live on TV. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's one simple, like, I mean, everyone, she realised quickly that she fucked up, that Kerry Chant, gremlin-looking motherfucker. She looks like a banker at Gringotts Bank. God, it fires me up, and that's why I started the show with it, get the energy going, get the blood flow up. I mean, I don't know what everyone else has been doing. I've been seeing a lot of people drinking, getting boozed up throughout this lockdown, man. I've gone the other way. I've stopped drinking. But I mean, it's not really, it's made me feel better, but my energy levels and things are, everything's flying out of control. It's just not out of control. Everything's getting a bit wild. Like, yeah, my body's readjusting to what a normal human should be like. I was drinking like 6-7 days a week, just because with the shows, and then the weekends, and then probably like 7 to 10 pints a night, maybe. Then I was still training most days, so I burnt it out and balanced it out. But I mean, I was having like a Barocca before bed, or 2 Baroccas before bed, and then a Barocca when I wake up, and then just trying to keep somewhat of a functioning body. I was a functioning alcoholic, but yeah, now I've just stopped completely since the Sunday or Saturday of the lockdown. So lockdown came in Friday. I think I drank Friday, Saturday straight through, and now I'm just, yeah, no grog since then pretty much. So it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm carrying on like I'm fucking reformed. But yeah, it is an interesting time for sure. I notice as well how my brain works now when I'm not drinking. It's sort of erratic. Or it just seems erratic, I guess, maybe because I'm not used to it. But yeah, I'm saying a lot more, typing a lot more. I've spent 2 days writing out this whole thing. But I mean, I definitely do miss being a drug addict. This is something I was talking to a friend of mine about earlier today. I mean, I really miss, there is a peacefulness to being a drug addict, because I mean, you don't have to think about anything else. You don't worry about anything else. You're just kind of chasing the next hit. Everything's focused around the next hit. So it is, I mean, not many people talk about the pros of being a drug addict, but yeah, it is. I do find it much more peaceful than, it's easier. It's easier. Physically it's not, but I mean, it is a lot easier than having to care about shit, that's for sure. Having to look after, the shows and comedians and all that sort of stuff, content, schedules and all this garbage. Instead, you're just like, boom, get me that pipe. Biggest issue is getting more and making sure you don't run out of lighters. I mean, there are drug addicts right now. There are people like cracked into the meth tricks that have no idea who George Floyd is. They just wouldn't. It just never comes. It doesn't come across their table. Either does food, but I mean, yeah, that's a real thing. It somewhat changed the world, and there are people so wrapped up in their world, in the end of the glass pipe, that they have no clue who George Floyd is. Think about how peaceful that is. You didn't have to see a guy die on camera. I mean, that's it. Yeah, I mean, people do that. They have. It's always the case. They always have. Now, hear me out on this and tell me. I mean, if you agree, let me know. Drug addicts will always have like the newest PlayStation and a 50-inch TV, but a mattress on the floor with no sheets on it. It's like the coolest gadgets, the worst lifestyle, like the worst living conditions. Yeah, man, it is. It's an I'd just love to see that. What is it, Mary Kondo? Yeah, just the way she just comes in and is like, what thing do you? It's already done. It's already done. What's another one? Oh, you have Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Yeah, instead it's just, go, because remember he was going into prisons and teaching inmates how to cook. And then he teaches pre-cooked cunts how to not be cooked. It's better than half the garbage he's got out now. Masked Singer, garbage. I mean, that show, we'll get hot topics here, talking about Masked Singer. But, I mean, that has to be the worst show that's ever been created. Surely. I mean, the premise of the show is that celebrities, and I use that in the loosest possible form it can be used, with the help of like audio technicians and the revolutionary science of post-production, can sing half decently. I mean, they've made like a tiny nugget of a concept into the most heavily produced and marketed show on TV. I think, how's it work? There's like 5 or so mascots and they're singing and dancing, doing routines, and the judges and crowd try and figure out who it is based off a few little hints and stuff like that. I think people get voted out, like mascots get voted out. And the worst is when they all lose their fucking minds when when they reveal. And it's always a terrible, like, celebrity. It's never someone, like, big. So, like, there's a few things I do like about the show. That first off, those suits must heat up like an oven. Add the stage lights and stuff. It's going to be hell in there. But secondly, the judges, like I was saying, always aim high with their guesses, like who's under the mask. But I mean, they must know who's under there. That's how, I don't know if you've ever, I mean, most people haven't been to a TV taping, but how production works, like they're in the green room beforehand. They're there, like setting up. They're doing all this sort of stuff. They all know who's on the show. Most of the judges are actors and stuff like that, and TV personalities, but their guesses, they know who it is, and their guesses are always like, Chris Hemsworth and all this sort of stuff, and then it always turns out to be some like, actress from Home and Away in like 2008, and yeah, I love that side of it where it's like but it's edited in a way, and like they get so much hype going on this reveal that even though it's down, the celebrity grade is very far down. They must edit around that. They must, because the crowd goes nuts and stuff like that. But it's like, most people wouldn't even know who that is. Maybe they do, I don't know, I don't watch TV, but I mean, it's torture for any D-list that's like, who couldn't make it. Like, it's judged usually by people that also barely made it and been on TV and radio for like 20-ish years. Like, it was on there, Hughesy, Osher. They're probably like, it is an interesting thing. We're going to have Lindsay Lohan. Like, they're having washed up drug addicts host, like, judge it now. Like, I think it's literally been the same. I was thinking about this when I was researching this. It's been the same, like, 10, 15 people, max 15, hosting, like, TV shows and TV and radio, but especially TV, like it's the same 10 or so hosts on everything. So it's like Osher, Hughesy, Andrew O'Keefe, I think that's his name. That guy does like, and Eddie Maguire. That like those, it's just that is it. I can't even think of anyone else. And some of them are hosting like 4 or 5 fucking shows. Just get some new blood in there. I mean, that's why TV ratings suck so much. It's because everyone's got the internet now. Everyone's making their own shows. You can watch whatever you want. That's way better as well. Everything online is way better than what's on TV. There's nothing, Australian TV. There's not been anything good. And yet they still pumping garbage out and wondering why they're not getting ratings. Stop thinking you know what's up. There must be like, I think it's like a handful of 80-year-old executives all across the board, like just like, oh yeah, this will be cool. Surely they don't think it's cool. It's all garbage. I mean, the best thing that's come out in the last 5 to 10 years would be Staying at Home Together with the Mug-Off Boys and stuff in there on a few eps. Like, and that's because they had some cool people working it, like writing it, working it, and they were from home. So it's written by the comedians and stuff like that. And it's not touched by all these, it's not a concept made up by some terrible executive that's got no idea what the hell's going on and what's funny, what's cool, what's funny. They got no clue. They're just these guys just host in perpetuity. I reckon they'll probably deep fake. There'll be a time where they can deep fake Osher Ginsburg to just host every show, and he doesn't even have to be there anymore. They'll just have like a stand-in person. They'll just deep fake his face, or deep fake his body, everything, his voice, his body. I mean, technology's getting that good now. Oh wow, this was popping off. Free Britney. Let's get into it. I mean, I did dug deep on this one. Let's have a gaze. But we got here. I've got so Britney Spears. Oh, so she came out for the first time and spoke. She spoke for the first time since this whole shit kicked off in like 2008, where she got she got conservatorship, which is where someone takes control of everything for you. You know what I mean? Like, what's a good way to put it? Almost like, so it's like she's having a mental breakdown, and then they put someone else in charge of her stuff, like her finances, her life, her schedule, everything. It's just like, look, which is interesting in itself. It's like she's having a mental breakdown, and instead of like putting her to get help, they put her to get help and also still work. Like the money needs to still be coming in, which I mean, I understand that. Like if I was having a mental breakdown, the shows would still be going on. There's no doubt about that. Fuck it. They've probably been going on while I've been having a mental breakdown. Yeah, they have. Woo. But, I mean, it's crazy. We've never heard a single thing from her until like the other day, and she confirms what everyone believed, and that's that she didn't want to be in it for like the last few, and for the last few years she's been healthy enough to not be in it. Her dad's turned his daughter into a cash farm. So he's turned her career into a cash farm, and then her into the cow just getting milked like Tillicum at SeaWorld. I don't know if you remember that, when they had to jack off the killer whale from Blackfish to get his sperm. It's just like 3 people jacking this giant whale dick off. But I mean, researching this, it's pretty disgusting, like on all sides. Every single person that sort of is around Britney Spears is just like taking advantage or trying to get cash out of it. Even like people, I mean, people close to her aren't, but she's got 1 or 2 people near her that aren't, but the rest of them are, like her dad, all of the co-conservator, which is like basically her dad's equal with her dad. The lawyer is taking advantage of her own lawyer. So her dad's lawyers and her lawyers are taking advantage of her because it's court appointed. So she got given this fucking weasel of a judge by the court for conservatorship. He's supposedly a conservatorship expert. But so I mean, her father's turned her into a slave, ironically. But so her co-conservator, this chick, is asking for $50,000 a month private security company to protect her because of the hate since Britney came out and was like, "Get me out of this fucking thing." And obviously, the backlash. And the father is trying to say, like, the father's got a security team, and he's trying to say that she doesn't need one. Neither of you fucking need one. I mean, the dad probably does. I doubt he can sort of leave the house too safely with Britney's fans chasing him down. But I mean, yeah. So her court-appointed lawyer is milking the fuck out of her. She's getting penetrated by these grubs at every angle. So it says here in this article, where is it? At one closed door hearing. Have I got the right fucking article up? Here we go. So it says here, at one closed door hearing in 2014, according to confidential records obtained by the New York Times, Mr. Ingham. So Mr. Ingham is her lawyer. This person here on the thing is her dad, but her lawyer is, I wonder if the photo's in here. No. I'll put a photo up here. But at one closed door hearing in 2014, according to confidential records obtained by the New York Times, Mr. Ingham raised what he said was 6 points to Miss Spears and asked him to bring up, including her concerns about her father's drinking. So what she said was 6 points. So Miss Spears, Britney, asked him to bring up, including her concerns about her father's drinking, the custody of her children, and terminating the conservatorship. According to the court records, Mr. Ingham noted that Miss Spears had been hostile, aggressive, and extremely threatening towards the conservatorship. Now, obviously, she's like that, especially in the presence of her boyfriend at the time, David Lucado. Mr. Ingham repeatedly mentioned Miss Spears' use of expletives while in Mr. Lucado's presence, her ex-husband, including once around her children. As an officer of the court, that was very troublesome to me, Mr. Ingham said, noting that he had informed lawyers for Mr. Spears, so Britney's dad, who oversaw the singer's visitation to her own two sons, so he can take whatever steps necessary to protect the children. So this grub tells the father's, so the father's got all this control over her, and the money's just coming in, and it's going all to him, and he bleeds it out to her when he thinks it's adequate. And then this grub of a lawyer that she's been given tells the father that she swore around the kids once, only once. It says there only once, and he knew that she wanted out of this thing in 2014, but didn't tell her that she could appeal it. I mean, why would you voluntarily jump off this court-appointed gravy train, you grub? Ugh, it's filthy, man. So he's obviously, where does it, did I put in here how much he's getting? So I've got in my notes here, the dude gets paid $475 an hour. So this grub of a lawyer, right, specializes in complex conservatorship cases for 45 years, and he's been in trust and estate planning law. Pre-internet, by the way. 45 years ago, the world was a different place, you grey-haired fuck. Court appointed, paid $475 an hour. So, and that's a special sort of rate just due to the fact that Britney Spears is Britney Spears, which seems weird to me that he gets paid more because she's making more. And he made $373,000 in 2019. $3 million total so far. For a court-appointed lawyer, that is phenomenal. It's out of control. He didn't tell her he could apply to be out of the conservatorship because obviously then it's all over. Can't share the picture of the dude, but I'll post it up here, that's right. So he's just milking the shit out of her. So this is her own lawyer, not even the dad's lawyers who was fighting this guy. It sounds like almost like they're working together, right? So he's just like... I've got a picture of me and the smile on this dickhead's face really shits me. But it also says, where is it? Recently, Ingham brought on additional lawyers to help with Miss Spears' case. He was granted permission to hire litigation specialists for 7 months' work. Their fees totaled just under $238,000 for 7 months, with Ingham noting in court records that he negotiated a 5% discount for her. Cheers, cunt. You fucking dog. And then he had to defend his own billings because he's a little snake dog. In defending his own billings in March 2021, so this year, she says he conferred in person and on the phone with Britney. He noted that while his recent billing totaled $154,850, he voluntarily reduced his fees to $153,000, $782.50, which I worked out, it's like $1,000. He reduced it by $1,000 voluntarily. Cheers. Thanks, mate. You've made $3 million off this chick, of keeping her a slave to her family, and now you're like, what about that $1,000 I saved you? You fucking snake. It's literally 2 hours work. If you want to put it down to realistic, he gave her back 2 hours work. And this guy's fucking out of his mind. To not only put this in court records and like not even once conceive the notion that this is disgusting really shows the type of person he is. The moment she steps foot in court herself, so she just recently got a chance to speak to a judge herself instead of having him speak or anyone else for her. So she went and spoke. I think she had a conference call, and they were like trying to keep it private. So the judge and everyone, not the judge, I think maybe the judge and also her lawyers were trying to keep it like private, not open to the public. And she was like, "Nah, cunts, open her up. Let's get her going. I want everyone to hear this." And then she just went on and just drilled them, every single one of them. Everyone that's held her accountable, she's like, they should be in jail for what they've done to me. She went teed off on these motherfuckers, and it's awesome to hear. Like I should have brought it up, but yeah, it is a sad subject, but I mean, it's taken so long, but it sounds like hopefully things are going to get there for her. But man, the moment she stepped foot in court herself, the next day her manager resigns, manager her whole career. Then the day after that, this weasel of a lawyer that she's been court appointed leaves as well. He's like, I'm out. Because now it's like, oh, okay. Because I mean, some of the shit she was saying is like, she's got an IUD. Fuck, I can't remember which one that is. She's got birth control implanted in her uterus. I don't have one. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they're not letting her take it out. They're not letting her have kids. Because obviously as soon as she has kids, she wants to have kids and retire essentially with her new husband. But if that happens, the dad's broke. The dad loses all the income. This judge has already stepped down, but everyone just starts losing income. So as soon as the money looked like it's about to stop, manager's out, judge is out, fucking dad's shitting bricks. I bet he's going to try and fight it. It's like, dude, God, just... And like, it turns out that like this family's a bunch of hillbilly fucks. Like they grew up in... not that this matters, but Louisiana, out in where Theo's from, but and the Diamond fighting this weekend. But yeah, I mean, these guys like used to shoot like shotguns at each other before Britney took off, and they'll pour as shit. So I mean, this guy's got hood mentality, and there's no way in hell that he's just. He doesn't give a shit about his own daughter. He's just rinsing her, cleaning her out. For like, what's that? 2008. It's like coming up. That's over a decade, isn't it? That is almost fucking a decade and a half. God damn it! Just on the fucking gravy train. But no matter what happens in court, yeah, anyone who stays on is essentially a slave master in the public's eyes. Like. There's no way around it, dude. You're not letting her take out her birth control. Like that's what's really that was I think one of the biggest points of that whole thing. It's pretty wild to think that like that the courts can give that much control to someone. Like that shouldn't be legal. But yeah, I mean, it's all bad, corrupt. Forced contraceptive is like where it doesn't just cross the line, it jumps over it, eh? You can't be doing that to someone. You just can't. It's fucked. And I mean, not that we need more humans on the planet, but this melting marble we call a planet. From the looks of it, the leashes are starting to fall off. Her father's the one that's going to be the hardest to shake. Hopefully she gets back control of her finances and her life and stuff. # free Britney, let's get it. Oh yeah. There's also another # free movement going on. Actually got a massive win. # free Bill Cosby. So we get here. So Cosby's out. Here we go. Old Cosbo.
Cosby has been freed from jail, and we are going to go live now and listen into what is being said. That's Bill Cosby there to the left, and perhaps a representative, I'm assuming, that's speaking now. Let's listen.
Hey, dude, we don't need you to tell us which one's Bill Cosby. There's two black guys on the screen. One of them's old as fuck. One of them is one of the most famous black people that has ever lived. You don't have to say that's Bill Cosby on the left.
To his right, you will see Miss Jennifer Blungeen. She argued the appeal. To my left, you see Brian Perry. Yes. To Brian's left, Ashley Cohen. And then you have Haley Cohen.
He doesn't know their names. See that? He's got a black guy, white guy, 2 white women. And he does not remember their names. Gotta hit all the diversities.
These are women and men who from all walks of life. As I said earlier, James Brown made a song, it's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman and girl.
You don't quote James. It's a man's world. The guy is a convicted and now not convicted rapist. There's like 60 fucking women, dude. Like, come on. You don't. Oh, sick. Typical. Every Australian news website is fucking terrible.
With a
Why with the ads? I've already watched it. Let's edit this out.
And we are going to go live.
57 years. Ashley Cohen. And then you have Haley Cohen. These are women and men who from all walks of life. As I said earlier, James Brown made a song, it's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman and girl. Mrs. Cosby was that woman. 57 years, the queen,
Mr. Cosby was that
of the
woman?
Cosby family, who fought for his vindication, who said he would be vindicated. And today, on this hot day, this is a hot verdict for us that we will forever cherish. Because we got one of the greatest, or the greatest entertainer alive today. Mr. Bill Cosby, this great American citizen, this American treasure, this icon.
Oh, dude. That is not how you do that. Oh my God. Like, one of the greatest entertainers, an icon. Dude, that's kind of like saying the Catholic Church is like, oh my God. Dude, this is real fucking shit. You can't be doing that. That's just not how you, like, poor choice of words. He thinks that everyone is on his side because of the conviction got turned around. He's like, look, there's the evidence. The evidence was also that he got convicted. So, which...
With us today. Miss Bungie, say a few words. Miss Bungie?
Yes, we are thrilled to have Mr. Cosby home. He served 3 years of an unjust sentence.
Too long.
He did it with dignity and principle, and he was a mentor to other inmates. He really, as I say, do with the time. The time was not doing him. He's a classy man. And I want to
He's a classy man. Fuck, people are crazy. This is like a similar thing to when people are like supporting R. Kelly, like at his trials and stuff. It's like, no, it's not him in the video. It's fucking him, dude. Like,
I can't get over it. I'm gonna have to get in front of you.
put a mic on this woman. Fuck yeah.
Talks over the last couple of years. I predicted it, and we're here. It's a good day for the Cosby family.
Mr. Cosby, how does it feel to be home? Well, he is extremely happy to be home. He looks forward to reuniting with his
he's not even
wife
talking himself.
and his children. And obviously, this has been a hard 3 years for this entire family. And it's really a blessing for him. And he says, you know, his heart is just beating really fast, and he's happy to be here.
And we have Ashley here who worked on the case. Ashley, say a few words. Ashley Cohen.
I'm just honored to be part of such an amazing team. These lawyers did an incredible job, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it and to help Mr. Cosby, and I'm just proud to be here and watch him get released.
And this wonderful attorney, Haley, you see right here. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Her father
Yes.
was in prison with Mr. Cosby. And he sent a message to Mr. Cosby before he left today for her. Say a few words.
He did. He said he loved me very, very much.
This is just
What's your
weird as
father's
shit.
name?
Richard. And I in return loved him
What's he
very,
in
very
there
much
for?
in return, and I was glad that Mr. Cosby and him got to know each other while incarcerated together. And I'm blessed and so grateful to be here to see Mr. Cosby be released.
And in closing, this was an unwanted 3-year vacation that Mr. Cosby never asked for. But in hindsight, we're happy that he got it because he was able to pull the covers off of the corruption in Montgomery County with the crooked DA, with the crooked judge, Steele and O'Neill. These same people find this man, this American citizen. I don't know how a DA has that much time on his hands to fine him $2,010 for not cutting his yard. I was on the way to pay that fine when I got a call from Nick the Hat.
Nick the Hat. Grateful to be here to see Mr.
With the crooked DA, with the crooked judge, Mr. Cosby never asked for it. But in hindsight,
Oh man. But yeah, wild shit, eh? It's wild shit. America's dad and every woman's nightmare is out of prison and home. Guess how he wants to spend his first days of freedom. Telling jokes. This lunatic wants to get back in the comedy rooms. Back in the industry, revitalize his stand-up career. And he wants to do it day one getting out. Oh, I love that. Oh, man. Are you out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm not going to that show? If that comes here, woo. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't. It's a piece of history. You have to be there. You have to witness it. I mean, Cosby's spokesperson, so Andrew White is that guy's name. He wants to get back on stage sooner rather than later. White also claims a number of promoters and comedy club owners have reached out to his team already. Of course they did. Of course they did. Even the best of us that hold our morals as high as we can can't deny selling that many tickets. It's insane. The dude will sell out an arena. Still, I reckon. If there's a ticket company that'll put the tickets online, there's definitely a promoter or club that'll sell those tickets. I'm not sure how. It's an interesting thing, like how someone that's been cancelled, like how Louis and all that do it. I mean, I guess like to weed out like haters and fans. I mean, I guess you'd have to do it with like $100 tickets and the ticket price and stuff like that. But I mean, you've really got to put your money literally where your mouth is if you're gonna hate like and go and cause trouble and shit like that. But also just, I mean, it does go to show how shallow these haters for cancel culture and shit like that is. Like, they'll say all they want online, but it's $50 ticket to support the cause they champion. Not a fucking chance in hell. Absolute cowards. Cowards, a lot of them. And every episode of this podcast will have at least one coward in there. One coward shout out. Wyatt claimed people want to see him. Yeah, I know about 60 to 80 people who definitely don't want to see him. So I had a look, and it turns out he got out of this because he paid a $3.4 million settlement to one woman, and it had a non-persecution clause in it, which was kind of what a settlement is. So like, if you settle, it means that you can't get persecuted for the crime that she accused him of. And then which is, I mean, wild, and that makes sense. But then it's just, so then he got persecuted, and that was involved in it somehow. I think I couldn't find much information on it, but it's wild. Essentially, it's like, hey, I paid that woman $3.4 million to let it slide. You an Indian giver? I mean, you can't say that anymore, but now it's Native American giver. But they're doing books and docuseries, live shows. It's like, it's one of the most, I find that one of the most fascinating parts of our society, that no matter what the evil is, there is always a way to creatively profit from it, like from the machine that's around it. Like, they'll write books, he'll write books, people will buy them. There'll be documentaries, docuseries, there'll be the live shows, there'll be, he'll have a podcast soon, for 100%, because the Cosby Show will be coming back. Especially when someone finds out a way to just like put a mic in front of him and just like let him go. The editing on that pod would be a fucking nightmare. I mean, anyways, like, I hope I can look after the tour when it comes. I mean, I have zero shame about that. And that's a big step up for me. I'll take it. I'm part of the problem. I'll admit it. I don't give a shit. I'll rinse the old fuck. I'll give a portion of the tickets to a women's charity and not tell him so he can't claim it. Oh, man. So hashtag free Cosby worked. He's out. What else? I mean, vaccines fucked. Obviously, we've been through that. And this vaccine or no vaccine thing, that's an interesting discussion. I mean, half my friends would share a bloody note with the fucking barely 40, to get barely 40% of the Colombian flu. What else? There's also girls busting their fucking face up with Botox, just saying they won't vaccinate. Dude, you've put worse shit in your face and in your body than the vaccine for sure. Relax. Carrying on like you're cosplaying like a Klingon, trying to say you're not going to vaccinate. Get the fuck out of here. You put fucking... It shits me, but I mean, I'm not getting vaccinated. Or am I?